Hello everybody, welcome to Old Crow Hiking Show. I hope you can hear in the background, got a little water going, but I've got with me Dan from Southern Paddler. How's it going, Dan?
It's going great. Having a good trip.
Well, other than we're dragging our boats
Right.
up and down the Cahaba River. So Dan and I are on the Cahaba River today. I asked him if he would do Old Crow Hiking Show, which is 10 questions. Dan agreed to do it. I sure do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's the questions. Number one, how did you get started in paddling?
The first time I went paddling, my family kind of worked with a youth group at our church, and we went to the Buffalo River up in Tennessee, and everybody canoed. I did it, loved it, and been hooked ever since.
Awesome.
That was like 4th grade.
4th grade?
Yep.
Okay, so you've always paddled since then. So if you don't know, Dan has a YouTube channel called Southern Paddler. Check it out. But you can see all his videos. I mean, he is all over the place with his boats. And so my questions are a little bit different for him because his focus is on paddling. So number two, do you have any kind of trail name or paddling name or nickname that you go by?
No, other than just Southern Paddler, my channel name, which was I came up with because obviously I stay pretty much in the South. I don't travel a whole lot, so the Southeastern States, and paddling was kind of generic because it's more than just kayaking. It's canoeing. Might even add a paddleboard one day, but kind of wanted to keep it broader.
I want to see that paddleboard.
I'm thinking about it.
All right. All right, the next question. So obviously, if you've watched any of these other episodes, this will have to change because, you know, my focus is hiking, but Dan's focus is paddling. So instead of the big three of tent, backpack, and quilt or sleeping bag, I want to ask him about his kayaks or boats. What kind of kayaks do you have? What do you use?
All right, today I'm on my Jackson Riviera. It's a sit on top, and I love those in the summertime because you feel the sun, the wind, they're easy to get in and out of. When you turn over, which hopefully I don't do a lot of, but when you do, they float. But I also have a sit-in that has more capacity and storage, and I use that in the wintertime, and if I do a kayak camping trip, which we've been on one before. And then I have a canoe. So that's my 3 main boats that I kind of alternate depending on maybe what mood I'm in or what kind of gear I'm going to have to take on the trip. So.
And a lot of the videos I see, you're in this sit on top up in Decatur in that wilderness wildlife.
The Wheeler National Wildlife Refuge.
All right, that's a beautiful area up there. And your other kayak, the sit-in, is an Old Town Loon.
Loon 126, right? Correct.
That's a beautiful one. I tried to find that one. I couldn't find one, but I found a different one because I wanted to be like Dan paddling.
That is a great boat. I love it. Instead
of what is your favorite hiking trail, because you paddle all the time, what is your favorite? Would it be the wilderness, the wildlife, or what is your favorite paddling area?
It's the favorite in the sense that it's probably my most frequent for sure, and I love it because it's so vast. There's so many places to go. But there's other favorites for different reasons, such as for just pure beauty, Sipsey Fork and Bankhead Forest, which you've been.
Oh,
you know
man,
how beautiful
he took me there. That was awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Cahaba is beautiful. Hatchet Creek for rapids.
I mean, we got so many options here in the Southeast, even Alabama, just where we live.
Right.
There's so many great places to paddle and stuff. So check it out. He has the best music. He always has the best music choices in his Epidemic Sound. So you got to check that out. All right, number 5. What is your favorite specific part of paddling? What do you like the most?
Getting out on the water when it's quiet, you're away from all the noise, the hustle and bustle, the serenity. That's why I do it. It's the serenity, and of course the scenery too. But that's why I do it.
I remember we were together in Guntersville Lake, and he and I went out to see a sunset, and I got that filmed, and I was like, this is the most serene, peaceful spot I've ever been in. That particular moment. It's awesome. What is your least favorite part of paddling, if you have any?
See these shallow areas? You have to drag your boat across that. That is not fun.
I'm going to attest to that. Just did that for the last hour. That was not fun. Woo. But oh, it's all part of the adventure.
That's right. It's worth it.
If you're not paddling, what else do you do for fun, or what's your main focus?
Well, paddling I consider kind of a man sport. If I want to take a break from that, I maybe do hiking or something. So.
Oh no, he didn't! No, he didn't! Oh my God!
I'm kidding. Actually, believe it or not, I do enjoy hiking. I've done some trips. Before I started paddling, gardening was something I enjoyed.
Okay,
I had a bunch of flower beds around the house. I grew up, you know, around plants and stuff, so I enjoy that.
Awesome. Okay, that's the best answer I've had ever. That is awesome.
I planned that.
Now, three last questions, quick answers. What is your favorite book, movie, and TV show if you're into any of those things?
I'm not a big of any of those, but recently I read a book called Where the Crawdads Sing, and it was a love story about a young boy and girl, and they were out in the kind of the estuaries and swamps of North Carolina, very reminiscent of like the refuge where I paddle, so it kind of struck a chord with me, so I enjoyed that.
Okay, well, I'll put that on the screen and put a link down below to that.
Where the Crawdads Sings.
Where the Crawdads Sing. And movie, you have any favorite movie? No? Not a movie guy?
You know, I'm an 80s kid. I think of Young Guns, you know.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, Young Guns.
Regulators, let's mount up.
Let's mount up. Oh, that's a great show. Okay, what is your scariest moment in a paddling situation?
I was on a trip, and a guy, older gentleman, had turned over, couldn't get back in his boat in deep water. We were floating along. His foot got hung on a limb. And I had to jump out of my boat and just let it drift downstream. Had to go underwater to free his foot, then swim back to my boat. That was scary, and I wasn't sure I was going to survive that, but I did, thank goodness.
I tell you what, I've been with my dad when that's happened. He got in one of those. You described it to me. It's called a what, where it pulls under and
like a hydraulic or something.
Hydraulic, yeah. And I thought, oh, he's gone, because he was a good swimmer, but you just can't fight that amount of weight on you with the water, right?
Right.
Let's see, last question. If you could give some advice to somebody getting into paddling, you know, what would you tell them buying a boat, or what would you tell them to do?
You know, obviously talk to people, get some good input, but try it yourself. Give it several tries too, and go with people that have done it before. Matter of fact, I was telling somebody on this trip, the first overnight kayak camping trip I did with guys like you, Mountains and More, Squidly. I had never camped overnight before, but going with guys that have done that a lot put me at ease, let me ask you questions. I actually remember I borrowed a thermal pad from you.
Oh, yeah.
So go with people that know what they're doing. That makes it a lot better. All
right. Well, thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate it, buddy.
You bet.
And thank you guys for watching I think it's the 10th episode, maybe, I don't know, of Old Crow Hiking Show. I'll see you next time on the next adventure. Thank you, Dan.
All right.